Your kidneys may feel fine today, but what if they're slowly rusting from the inside out? One senior avoided dialysis by drinking this juice daily. In just 30 days, inflammation dropped, blood pressure eased, and his energy came back. This isn't folk medicine. It's real peer-reviewed science. And I'll show you exactly how it works. After 60, most seniors don't realize their kidneys are quietly stiffening day by day. The filters lose their softness. The pressure builds. And then one day, blood pressure spikes or labs show signs of trouble. But research shows that one daily juice, yes, just a glass, can begin clearing the oxidative rust inside your kidneys in just 30 days. Let me show you how it works and what one retired senior did to avoid dialysis altogether. 1. Why aging kidneys start to fail silently and how juice can help. You probably haven't thought much about your kidneys lately. That's common. They're quiet until they're not. But here's what most people don't realize. After 60, your kidney filters start to stiffen, like old mesh left out in the sun. They're not broken, they're just gummed up by decades of oxidative stress, hidden inflammation, and hormonal wear and tear. And you might feel totally fine. No pain, no warning signs. But inside, pressure builds. And without support, those filters can quietly begin to fail. In one study published in Free Radical Biology and Medicine, researchers followed 101 dialysis patients over a full year. Half of them drank just 100 milliliters of pomegranate juice 3 times a week. The results? A 50 to 60% drop in oxidation markers, fewer infection-related hospital visits, and stronger immune resilience, even in high-risk seniors. So, what's going on here? It comes down to punic elagen, a unique antioxidant in pomegranate that acts like a plumber for your kidneys. It finds the rust and clears it. It calms down the inflammatory sparks that damage those delicate renal filters. You can almost picture it, the juice swirling through those tired filters, easing the pressure, softening the mesh, restoring quiet flow. Frank, one of my patients, 72 years old, was facing an early dialysis recommendation. His energy was gone, blood pressure climbing, labs unstable. We added 4 to 6 ounces of 100% pomegranate juice every morning. Simple. No fancy supplements. Just juice. By week 3, his blood pressure was down. And at his 30-day checkup, his doctor said, "You're stable. Let's hold off on dialysis for now." Frank looked at me and smiled. "I just didn't want to be hooked up to a machine," he said. "Not yet." His blood pressure was calmer, his energy steadier, and something else changed too. This was the moment his body started saying yes again. So, what if this next month, your kidneys could feel heard again? 2. The pressure release effect of polyphenols. What if your kidneys aren't failing? They're just suffocating under pressure? Inside every senior kidney is a delicate network of tiny blood vessels, and over time, those vessels lose flexibility. They tighten, they strain, and the pressure builds day after day, like a garden hose with a clogged nozzle. But here's the beautiful part. Certain compounds in pomegranate juice can gently release that pressure, without medication, without diuretics. The key? Polyphenols, specifically alagutannins. When digested, these compounds help your body create more nitric oxide. That's the natural molecule your vessels use to relax. More nitric oxide means softer vessel walls, better blood flow, and less resistance inside the kidney's fragile filtering network. A 2019 randomized crossover study published in the Journal of the Science of Food and Agriculture followed 41 hemodialysis patients. Each drank just 100 milliliters of pomegranate juice after dialysis for 8 weeks. The results? Systolic blood pressure dropped by 6 millimeters of mercury. HDL cholesterol rose by 8%, and triglycerides improve too. That may not sound dramatic, but for aging kidneys, even a few millimeters of relief can prevent years of vascular damage. Harold, 70, told me this. I didn't change much, just swapped my soda for this juice. 2 weeks in, I could feel the difference in my head, that pressure behind my eyes. It was just gone. The juice didn't just quench his thirst, it softened the load his kidneys were carrying. And what comes next? Even more powerful, because pressure relief is just step one. Next, we help calm the stress hormone that keeps your kidneys inflamed. But first, pause for a second. Have you ever felt that deep, pulsing tension in your back or behind your eyes, only to be told your numbers were normal? You're not imagining it. Comment yes if you've ever felt that pressure, and you knew something deeper was going on. Have you ever felt pressure, but labs came back normal? 3. The hormone. You forgot about cortisol. Let me ask you something personal. Do you wake up tired, even after 8 hours in bed? Do your shoulders feel heavy in the morning? Or your blood pressure seems higher before your day even begins? That could be cortisol. Cortisol isn't a villain. It's your body's natural stress signal, designed to wake you up and help you act fast. But after 60, that system starts to misfire. Instead of spiking and dropping, it stays high, especially in the early morning. And one of the organs that suffers most, your kidneys. When cortisol stays elevated, it tells your blood vessels to tighten. It keeps inflammation smoldering, and it blocks nitric oxide, the exact signal we just talked about. It's like driving with the parking brake half on. You're still moving, but everything inside is working twice as hard. In 2017, a double-blind study published in the International Journal of Food Science and Nutrition tested 200 milliliters of pomegranate juice per day in older adults. By week 4, they saw a 30% drop in interleukin-6, a noticeable reduction in C-reactive protein, and a 12% boost in para-oxidase, an enzyme that clears oxidized fats, all linked to cortisol modulation and improved vascular tone. But this isn't just about blood markers. Laura, a caregiver for her 68-year-old husband, told me, "He used to snap at everything in the morning. I thought it was just aging, or maybe sleep. But once we started the juice, I got my husband back." She said his blood pressure was calmer, his face looked softer, and he even laughed at breakfast. Pomegranate didn't just nourish his body, it gave his nervous system a place to rest. And that opens the door to the next step. Because now that the inflammation is down, we need to bust a few myths before we go any further. And that opens the door to the next step. 4. The 3 biggest myths about kidney juice, and what seniors should know now. Before we go further, we need to clear up a few common misunderstandings, because I see these myths pop up all the time, even from other health professionals. Let's tackle the big one first. Myth number 1. Cranberry juice is the best for kidney health. Cranberry does have benefits, especially for urinary tract infections. But for seniors, its acidity can sometimes irritate the bladder lining. And more importantly, it doesn't support blood vessel relaxation or oxidative repair the way pomegranate does. Cranberry is a quick rinse. Pomegranate is a deep clean. A 2022 review in Nutrients compared antioxidant effects across 10 common juices. Pomegranate ranked number 1 for reducing oxidative kidney stress. Next myth, myth number 2. Pomegranate is too sugary for diabetics. This one breaks my heart, because it stopped a lot of seniors from even trying it. Yes, pomegranate contains sugar, but those sugars are bound to fiber, tannins, and polyphenols, which means they're digested slowly and don't spike blood glucose the way soda or sweetened juices do. In a 2017 clinical trial, 200 milliliters of pomegranate daily showed no rise in fasting blood sugar. In fact, it improved insulin sensitivity in older adults. If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, I recommend keep the serving between 4 to 6 ounces. Choose unsweetened 100% pomegranate juice or use capsules. 500 to 1,000 milligrams extract once daily with food. And finally, myth. Ictob 3. It takes months to see results. Actually, no. In the clinical studies I've mentioned today, most participants saw changes within 14 to 30 days. That includes improvements in blood pressure, inflammatory markers, and even energy levels. It doesn't take forever. It just takes consistency. As one of my patients told me, it wasn't overnight, but I could feel the difference by week 3. My numbers agreed. So if you've been holding back because of sugar fears, brand confusion, or just doubt, now you know. The science is clear. And the myths, they're just noise. This is where most seniors get it wrong. But you don't have to. This is where most seniors get it wrong. 5. How to do it safely. Application plus risk clarity. All right. So how do you actually do this the right way? Because the last thing we want is for something helpful to backfire. Let's start with how much. Most of the clinical results you've heard so far came from doses between 4 to 8 ounces a day. That's about 120 to 240 milliliters. It's not a lot. One small glass, once a day. For best absorption, I recommend drinking it with a meal, especially breakfast or lunch. That way your digestive enzymes are already working, and the polyphenols get a smoother ride into your bloodstream. Now, if you're on a potassium-restricted diet, listen closely. Pomegranate is naturally high in potassium, so in that case you may want to cut the dose in half, or ask your doctor if a capsule version, 500 to 1,000 milligram extract, is safer for you. Also, swirl the juice. Don't chug it. Let it pass over your tongue, because digestion starts in your mouth, and those enzymes matter. Some patients like to add a squeeze of lemon or dilute it with a bit of water. That's fine too. What matters is consistency. Think of it like flushing the pipes in an old house. You don't want to blast the water full speed. You want to ease it through, bit by bit, until the flow returns. Frank, the man I told you about earlier, he tracked his blood pressure at home, wrote it down every morning after breakfast. I like seeing the numbers move, he told me. Made me feel like I was part of the fix. And maybe that's the most important part. This isn't about waiting for a pill. It's about reclaiming a rhythm, something you do every day to support your body's healing. Because without this next step, all that good work might never reach your joints, your brain, your life. Without this next step, all that good work might never reach your joints. Maybe you haven't thought about your kidneys in years. And that's okay, because when they're working, they're silent. But silence doesn't always mean safety. Every day after 60, those filters are doing their best, quietly, faithfully, but often under more pressure than we realize. This one simple daily habit, it doesn't promise miracles, but it does give your body a chance to soften, to clear, to exhale. So here's my question to you. What would it feel like to give your kidneys that kind of care? To say, I hear you, and do something gentle every morning to help them last? One glass, one choice, one signal to your body that you're still listening. If this helped you, like and subscribe. We've got more healing habits to explore together. And tell me in the comments, have you ever tried pomegranate juice, or are you just getting started? Next up, 3 morning drinks that heal joints after 60. Click here to watch.